Welcome to the opening week of the 1961 Sack to the Future season. Right now, the defending Sack to the Future Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys are finishing up their Week 1 game against the Green Bay Packers. Check that out on the Brian Feltz channel. If you follow the Baltimore Colts 1960 season, you know it was on my wife's channel, Twisted Phoenix. I have moved it to this channel going forward. So both the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Colts for 1961 we broadcast here on Vinny X Wolf. Any other questions I'll answer along the way. If you're not sure what's going on, it's 4 guys, 2 teams apiece, recreating the NFL history, starting with 1960. The original 1960 Houston Oilers, Dallas Cowboys, were winless, but in Sack to the Future, they won the Super Bowl. But if you want to relive the Baltimore Colts run to the AFC title, you can check them out on the 1960 Sack to the Future saved playlist on my channel under playlists. Here we are, opening day 1961, as the defending AFL champion Baltimore Colts take on the New York Titans. There's Johnny Unitas. And look at new Colt running back Lenny Lyles coming over from San Francisco to replace Alan Amici, who retired in real life. However, you will probably see him on one of the semi-pro teams. Joe Perry also coming over from the 49ers on the kickoff coverage team. Shoulder pads are awful small. Of course, 1960, it's hard to tell whether they were... We don't really hit the big sizes of the 80s and 90s yet, so... Hard to find pictures on a lot of guys from 1960. Now, if you're new, you know I turn the commentators off because I get the names wrong. I'll do my best to keep you informed. That was Denard Paulson, rookie out of Oregon State on the kick return. And here's a look at Al Darrow. He's 7th-year player, former Washington Redskins, 2nd year with the New York Titans. Let's see. Dick Christie gets the carry to open things up. Christie, former Packer in his 3rd year, as a look at the New York Jets offensive line. Mike Hudak, the center. Dick Christie, the tailback. Fullback Curly Johnson, or vice versa. Second and 10. Don Maynard makes the catch. Andy Nelson tries to take his head off. Look at the Colt defensive line. Gino Marchetti and Ordell Braze at the ends. Art Donovan and Billy Ray Smith. Now the tackles, Don Shinnick and Bill Pellington, your outside linebackers, with Marv Matuzak in the middle. Moves over from left. Andy Nelson and Carl Tassaf, your safeties. Jim Wilson, Bobby Boyd, the corners. I made a few changes from the actual starters from 1960 because that's how I roll. And Carl Tassaf should be starting over the rookie. Oh, and it's incomplete with a hit put on by Big Marv Matuzak. Charged 4% makes it work. Took us about a month to get the rosters in order. They're not 100% complete, but week 1 is getting there. We'll start to see some games popping up. Should see the Giants and Redskins soon, as well as the Broncos and Chiefs. And then the 4 teams that take on semi-pro: Bills and Jaguars, Browns and I know that the Browns and I want to say Dolphins, maybe. I'm not sure. I know the Saints are involved. Dolphins and Jaguars. I forget the fourth one. What is the semi-pro team? You're asking. Well, let's first take a look at John Unitas coming on the field. Last year's, I think he was league MVP. The semi-pro teams are the teams that have not been created in real life yet. For instance, the Buffalo Bills are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 1. Lenny Lyles' first carry as a Colt. That's a successful one. You may remember that I'm on the Jets roster. Lenny Moore was the starting tailback last year, although he had an injury-plagued 1960 season from him. And we don't have any control over our rosters. We are going with what really happened, the real players. So you won't see the Colts go out and try and get anybody if Lyles gets hurt. Herman Moore moved out the flanker in 1961 just as he did in real life. The former 49er backfielder in the back, Joe Perry and Lenny Lyles. Oh, and Lenny Lyles gets blown up. Coming in with 99. That might have been. Now, all the real teams started out with their base 40. 99 looks to be wearing some accurate modern-day clothes. So I'm afraid that the Jets signed some real players. Week 1's the hardest week to stay up with that. The Titans, I mean, week 1 is the hardest week to stay up with that. From here on out, the signings can happen and we can go correct the uniforms and whatnot, but you're going to have that in week 1. You're going to see some infiltration of modern players. Lenny Lyles breaks free, and his first touchdown as a Colt. In his 3rd year, he was actually drafted by the Colts in 1958. Spent 59 and 60 with the 49ers and now returns home, where he will stay until 1969, so we're for 3. I don't know a lot about him personally. Tom Matte was the featured back by then. Tom Matte is a rookie in 61, but as rookies go, he's not as highly rated as he will be later on in his career. So Lenny Lyles, Lenny Lyles is just 25 years old at this point. There's a 99 definitely is going to need to have some editing done to him. He was picked up between me pushing OK, and I imagine that the New York Titans picked up 4 or 5 players, considering they only had they only had 40 players on their roster. Now the Packers did the same thing to the Cowboys. There was a glitch, and for some reason, in the first game, didn't save. So we were able to go in and edit the players. So if you were able to watch the latest Packer-Cowboy contest, you'll know that all the Packers looked accurate. My goal, of course, is to get a... Oh, there's another one. 89 looked like he was more modern than not. Yeah, there's no 89 on the Jets roster, so there's 2 at least. And Christie getting a good run. Big Art Donovan brings down Al Darrow, forcing a third down. Oh. Quick pass there. 84 Art Powell. Christie on the carry. Monday Night Football. So we should see some finals flashing by from some of the non-human games. No, like in the real 1960 where the Colts win. Gino Marchetti, 22.5. That's a good record to have there, 22.5. Until we get to Brett Favre when he lays down for somebody. Swing pass from Darrow is complete to Dick Christie, and it's going to be 3rd and 1. And the blitz is on. And number 23, Carl Tassett. See, there's a reason I started him. Carl Tassett, 3rd season out of John Carroll University, former Cleveland Brown. I mean, his 4th season out of John Carroll, I'm sorry. No, I'm reading the wrong line. In his 10th season. There we go, that's better. 10th season out of John Carroll University. He's a member of the 58-59 NFL champion Baltimore Colts. And 1960 AFL champion. Somebody just joins like, huh? What do you mean, AFL champion 1960? That was the Houston Oilers. Yeah, if you just joined us, then it is what it is. Pay attention. Oh, blown up in the backfield. Number 76, Sid Youngleman. Another former 49er putting the hurt on his former teammate. I don't know if they played at the same time. Lenny Moore with his first reception as a wide receiver. Picks up 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3. Spats, they called him. Dick Felt on the tackle. Hopefully Moore can stay healthy in 1960. Unitas throws a bullet to Raymond Berry for a completion. And a first down. Nope, tried to follow my blocker, but the blocker couldn't hold it. Still gets the first down. Honey Lyle's impressive so far in his debut. Of course, some of the rushing competition we got in this league with Jim Brown of Cleveland, another user control team, on the Brian Phelps channel. Don Perkins showing off some skills in his rookie outing, inaugural outing for the Cowboys. Nobody on the Bills really. Ray Carlton, but I don't profess to be trying to lead the league with rushing for him. Billy Cannon in Houston. King Helm had a quarterback, and Frank Gifford retired for 1 year only. Tom Maddie, his first carry, 6 yards, showing off some skills. If you can't currently see something or whatever, we have internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Usually that means there's going to be a skip in the replay. This should be the last play of the first quarter if we get it all. And we do. And this time Tom Maddie is other Baltimore Colts records in 1960, Sack to the Future, most forced fumbles, Andy Nelson. Glad he's back with 5. Fumbles recovered, Dick Zemansky with 4. And he too is back, although I believe he's now the center. His button is off. 2nd and 10. Yep, Dick Zemansky is now the center. Honey Lyles, tripped up, can't get his footing. Loses a yard. Most field goals attempted, Steve Myra. Most field goals made, Steve Myra. Well, he sure showed that in the, sorry to bring this up, Brian. He sure showed that in the AFC Championship because he was a big part of how we came back to get back in that game. And I believe this is going to be Myra's last year, too, in Baltimore. Over the middle, Unitas complete the Berry for the touchdown. Yes, Steve Myra retires after 61. Played from 57 to 61. Both will be looking for new kickers from 62. Unitas with a dart to Raymond Berry over the middle on the play-action pass on 3rd and 12. The Titans were mystified as to where Mr. And Myra, speaking of him, his extra point is good. 9-play drive, and the Colts are up 14-0. Well, a lot of this, our ratings guru, Phantom Fighter, really comes through sometimes. You know, Unitas, you'll see I'll have easier times with the Colts than I will with the Bills. It really showed earlier in the earlier game, if you were able to watch between the Cowboys and Packers, just how the computer ratings affect how different and the Packers are compared to the New York Titans. And I'm not sure what formula he uses, but it is top-notch. And Joe Perry playing the kickoff on the tackle. Bill Pellington comes in to make the tackle. Pellington, one of the linebackers replacing Zemanski in 1960. Matuzak moved over to the middle. Completion made to number 80. I don't have him on that. This is fill-in. There wasn't an 80 in the original Jets, but it looks to be a classic guy, meaning one of the players who did not make the league from 60 to 61, who was sitting in free agency, got picked up by the Titans. And you know what? There's it's unfortunate. We'd like them to go sign with the semi-pro teams, but it's better that they signed a Donovan on tackle. Oh, there's an injury. Oh, it looks to be maybe Dick Christie. Yep, Dick Christie. He's down. The Jets have a host, a gaggle of running backs, so the Titans are in. But anyway, back to the what was I saying? Oh, the retired, who existed in 1961 but weren't on a team. We'd rather they signed with the semi-pro team, but you really can't control that. Curly Johnson in the back there now for the Titans. Ooh, Johnson, hard run. Smack into Marchetti and picked up a few yards after the hit. But, you know, I got some extra life, I guess. But rules back then, 40 players. Rules today, 53-man roster with 45 actives. It may even be 50 actives by now, I'm not sure. And Al Darrow taking off on the run. It's going to be 4 inches. Okay. Now again, you'll notice that the punter he's punting on 20 when he's running, because again, Madden dictates you have to have an individual player on both positions. You cannot have your fullback be your punter. So since we have to create him twice, I tried to give him a number that was as similar to the real number as possible. In some cases, like with Steve Myra, Lou Michaels, they're more famous for being a kicker. So their kicker number is accurate, 65 for Steve Myra. I didn't actually create him as a linebacker because there's no need. He never played it. But for a guy like Paul McGuire, okay, Paul McGuire, 84 as a linebacker, 94 as the punter. However, when he gets to Buffalo, he's more of a punter, and he'll be 55 there, and whatever number, 95 maybe as a linebacker or something. Lenny Lyles over 100 yards now. My poor dog is not handling this heat well. She's panting behind me. We'll set of high 80s today, and humidity was up, heat index near 100. And I know Brian down in Texas is like, oh, that's nothing. But for New York State, man, we're not good with heat. We can handle 30 below, but when it gets up to 85, 90, you hear a lot of moaning and complaining. I know my air conditioners are working overtime. Don't get me wrong, I love the summer. I'd rather it be hot, but hopefully we can record progress. It was only 101 today. Well, heat index here was 100. Well, since it was my day off, I spent the afternoon in the pool with the kids. And I'm sure down in Texas they're back to school. I know a lot of southern states are back to school early, so the summers run different times. Oh, that was a beautiful block on the outside. Up here in upstate New York, we go back next week. I'm going to work for 3 days this week, and then I go on a vacation. I might have to work Labor Day, though. That remains to be seen, but... Ken Peter out of Whittier College. Also drafted Houston Oilers, so glad to have him. His uniform's still looks modern. Yeah, he's still got modern uniform on. Off by 88, Ken Gregory needs to be properly dressed. They must have signed. Get ready for week 2, we'll make sure. We'll do our week 2 teams that Gregory's added to the list. Nice reception on his first pass. He is 6'1", 190 pounds, soaking wet. 49th overall pick for the Colts. Texans made him the 24th. Oh, I don't know where Whittier College is, but maybe it's closer to Baltimore than Indianapolis. Maybe it's closer to Baltimore than Houston. Who knows? Maybe he didn't want to play in the heat. Or, you know, the old adage that, well, the AFL just isn't as good. Going to play in the NFL because they're going to last. It is 1961 after all. A new book came out recently. It says, I want to get it. The concept is pretty cool. It's the Lost Super Bowls. It takes a look at 1961 through 65. He didn't cover 1960. I don't know the author's name, and I don't have Google in front of me. And the title's something like the Lost Super Bowls or the Missing Super Bowls. But he didn't cover 60 because he said there's just no way that any team would have agreed to play, that the Philadelphia Eagles would have agreed to play the Houston Oilers after just one season. So the concept's pretty cool. I want to get a look at the book. It sounds interesting. Oh! Whittier College is in California. So obviously it has nothing to do with weather. I went to Baltimore instead of Houston. Who knows? Unitas hit. And fumbles. Larry Grantham, the former Colt, not treating his former teammate very well. Unitas' first mistake of the day. And Don Mader makes a catch on the blitz. Darrell with a quick release. Going to be hard to blitz him. Second and 2. Sideline grab made. 3rd and 1. Looks like Maynard again on the reception. Third and 1. Marchetti bringing the heat and forces it in. Flick on coverage. Okay. Oh, looking for Jim Muchler. Former Colt Burt Retchichar on the coverage. I need to make sure I got that name. Oh, my computer's frozen. Former Pittsburgh Steeler Jimmy Orr making his first catch, and we get it. Look it on. All time. So let's catch up here. Yes, former Baltimore Colt Burt Retchichar was on the coverage on that last play, knocking the ball free. And then Jimmy Orr, if you're a follower of NFL films, you'll know that he was wide open in Super Bowl III. And Earl Morrall, who's currently in 61 with the Lions, didn't see him. Instead threw an interception. That's part of that awful Super Bowl. Oh, almost intercepted. I should have put some. I thought Moore was streaking. I thought he was open, but. Second and 10, still 2 timeouts. Palmer Pyle.
Still second down.
On hold. That now puts us at 58 yards out. Unitas not having a good drive here, trying to go deep. Something. 4 seconds left. We're going to go for it. He's doing backfire and get some kind of bad injury. So in the original 1961 season, in the opening week, Baltimore hosted the Los Angeles Rams. And the Ravens got a 27-20, or the Ravens. The Colts got a 27-24 win. An offensive game as Lenny Moore had a 38-yard run. Carroll Dale got a 52-yard pass from Zeke Bratkowski. Dwayne Allen a 32-yard pass from Bratkowski. Then for 2, Unitas ran 1 in for 8. Steve Meyer had a couple field goals. Villanueva had 1, and the Colts won 27-24. Steve Meyer hit a 39-yard field goal in the 4th. September 17th, 1950. There's a touchdown pass to Raymond Berry. Tried to rush things there in the end of the second quarter. Tried to go deep. Didn't have the running game. Colts were off their game plan. Defensively, though, we're still solid. So. Gregory gets out to 23. Oh, caught from behind. Number 58 looks to be a new guy, a signee, Harris. Couldn't tell what the uniform was modern or not, but yeah, it looks like it's an older uniform. Now, Brian Phelps, our artist, if you will, has dressed some of the semi-pro teams to look 1960s as well, so you'll get less and less of those modern-looking uniforms until we actually need them. Which is a good thing. Caught from behind that time, Larry Grantham. Played in the Super Bowl with the Colts last year. And jumped to the AFL. Well, in real life. Played with the Colts from yeah, I hear you. August was my tough month. But, nice catch by Barry. He holds on. First down. Other than my regular 2 days off the week, I didn't have. Today was the only extra day I had off in August, which is unusual for me because I like my time off. But September much better. I only work 8 days in September, maybe 6. Waiting here on 2 different days. So September's going to be real good. And if that one of those days is Sunday, September 30th, if it goes my way, I don't work a Sunday until week 12 in the NFL season. So here's hoping. A lot of doubles to do with those. A lot of doubles. Plenty more of the speed coming across the middle for the former tailback. Out of Penn State. It almost makes you wonder why more teams don't do that. When you have an aging, he was, let's see, 28. When you have an aging running back, who's still got speed, but he's banged up or whatever. Keep him in the Gregory will catch. Those modern gloves, man. It's got some stickum on them or something. Anyway, back to Lenny Moore. Let's take a look at Adrian Peterson. Now, he had a monster game. He's a bigger back, so it might not be, but a smaller back. Darren Sproles, for instance. He's primarily used now as third down or kick returning. Well, put him out of wide receiver a couple times. Untote the rock. Jimmy Orr on the reception. Only picks up 2. Tote the rock this way. Let him catch some passes, or at least go deep. Use his speed. I know he's small, it's a hard target, but what about a flanker screen to him or something? Oh, Titans have really tightened up that running game. Titans have tightened. That Mackey there is not the Hall of Famer John Mackey. He's not yet with the Colts. That is number 85, D. Mackey. Jimmy Orr on the touchdown. Unitas finds the former Steeler for his fourth. Unitas with a second touchdown pass in the afternoon. You know, when you look at some of the quarterbacks that are in the league, especially in the 8 Sack to the Future teams, Johnny Unitas' competition. You know, you had Johnny Green up in Buffalo, Don Meredith, and I don't know if Milt Plummer, Len Dawson's going to start in Cleveland. Giants got Y.A. Tittle now. The Oilers, George Blanda. John M's got a heck of a crew. And then for Phantom Fighter, picked up Billy Wade for the Bears, and the Broncos still going with Frank Tripucka. I love quarterbacks. I was one in high school. At least I pretended to be one. I dressed up as one. Oops. I was a quarterback for Halloween for 5 years, from 8th grade through 12th. Andy Nelson jumped on the pass and the ball went over his hands. Shoot. Billy Ray Smith comes offsides.
Encroachment, defense.
No, it was Ordell Braze. Right to Bobby Boyd on the interception. Just like in 1960, man, the Colts defense will wear you down. The key interceptions got us into the Super Bowl. And of course, in the Super Bowl, they went the other way. United was throwing them. Don Meredith, not so much. The favorites, of course, you got to look at the real winners. From 1961, the real champions, the Houston Oilers, controlled by John M. They won the second straight AFL title in real life. They're going to be highly rated. And, you know, the Green Bay Packers won the NFL title. The New York Giants, who were the NFL East champions, also controlled by John M. San Diego Chargers won the AFL championship game. Pass complete to Mushler. Welcome, Phantom Fighter. We were talking about your ratings earlier and how realistic they help make the game feel. You know, you go up against the Packers, you're going to struggle. You go up against the Titans, you're going to have an much easier day. You can monster game in his Colt debut, or re-debut. As I said, he was a rookie with the Colts in '58. Went to San Francisco for 2 years and backed up Joe Perry and Hugh McElhenney. The entire 49er backfield left him. Joe Perry and Lenny Lyles in Baltimore. Hugh McElhenney went in the expansion draft to Minnesota. Thank you. That means all the games are ready. Week 1 is officially underway. This is the second game. You will see the Broncos and Dallas Texans. You will see the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. You will see the Washington Redskins taking on the New York Giants. The Houston Oilers. I'm not sure if they play the Dolphins or the I know the Saints are one of them. I'm not sure who the Bears play. Bears versus Saints, right? Okay. So, I believe the Saints went and signed Bob Broadhead as their quarterback, the former Buffalo Bill and Miami Dolphin. So, Browns versus Panthers. Yeah. That'll be an interesting one for semi-pro teams. So that means the Oilers take on the Dolphins. And the Bills and the Jaguars. That's a false start. Saints have about 6 former NFL AFL players. Yeah, and just remember that Norm Van Brocklin and Alan Amici are out there in the free agents list because they retired in real life. So they are out there. Who knows who's going to sign them? And you know they're going to get signed. As long as the real teams don't sign them, because then they'll have to use a magical knife team member to go in and cut them. And when it's that high, if it's somebody like, we've seen a couple guys with the Titans and the Packers, a couple guys that got signed that were real, like Tommy O'Connell, former Bills quarterback, was the Packers backup. And, you know, that's one of those things where he's not going to play much, but if a Norm Van Brocklin were to get signed by the Titans or, the Boston Patriots or something, well, then we'd have to go take care of that. That can be, because he's obviously to start over. Yeah. It's weird the way things are broken up, but it says I only dropped the M, and it took me a minute to realize that meant them. '87 Brewster, another guy who was signed by the Titans. We've seen at least 4. Like I said, there's going to be about 4 or 5, that get signed. And week 1 is the toughest to police because the rosters are created, they're edited and prepared in the last few weeks. After the signing. The off-season was done, I should say. So then you go and play the game. So you have to pick up at least 4 or 5 guys. So from here on out, week 2 and beyond, we can read the transactions page and then go to make sure that everybody is appropriate, rating-wise. Uniforms. Like I said, we have there's at least one Titan, number 99, who's wearing a modern uniform. Well, that can be taken care of with quick editing on our part. Screen pass. Screen pass and Bob Harrison, rookie out of Ohio, on the tackle. Well, again, we're playing the Titans. They're not exactly the best team for 61. I know it's better than if I was playing the Jaguars or something, but the real Colts went to 6 NFL Western Division, which included the Packers, the Bears, the Rams, the expansion Vikings. That helps too. 2 games against expansion Vikings. So. Maybe it was one game. I know there was a oddity in the schedule. They did. They had an epic collapse. They had 8 wins after like 10 games and finished at 8-8. Oh. If I'd gotten a block, I thought I might have been able to pick up some yards, but no. Okay, fourth quarter. If you've ever watched any games on the Vinny X Wolf channel or the old Twisted Phoenix channel, you know what's coming. If you don't like running, you might want to turn the TV off now. Especially considering it's after midnight here in New York, and my alarm goes off 5 a.m. The plan is to have the Bills-Jaguars game tomorrow night, barring any unforeseen circumstances. No, they didn't get the blocking. So now we'll sit on the clock, but we will have to throw the ball and put it down. Browns versus Panthers this weekend. Sounds good. College football also opens up this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend. Gonna see Notre Dame get back at it. Georgia hopefully can recover from that bad overtime against Alabama. Complete to Mutchler for the first down. United still goes for the passing. 12-17, 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble. What we're looking for right now is a 6-minute drive where the, yeah, I see him down 2 viewers. The running game's boring. 6-minute drive where the Titans never get the ball back. That'd be awesome. I did that once in college. It was Madden like 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. I was in a playoff game. I had the Falcons, so Michael Vick was my quarterback. And, oh, hi, that emotion. Michael Vick, I don't think it was quite DVD yet where it was Vic Dunn and get the other D. Broncos and Chiefs on Thursday night. So anyway, I was playing against the Eagles. My roommate was controlling Eagles. And this is the Donovan McNabb, tight game. I think I'm up by 3 at the half. And I get the opening kickoff. And we had 5-minute quarters. And I had a 10-minute drive. As the clock expired, I scored a touchdown. There's the Saints either Thursday or Saturday. Now my roommate was a big Texan, big guy from Sugar Land, Texas. Just livid. He there was nothing he could do defensively. I was 3 plays first down, just right down. I had a touchback to begin the third quarter, and 20 plays, or something like that. It was an epic. It was probably the best ball control possession I ever did, and it was just Michael Vick on sweeps, handing off to Warwick Dunn, and handing off to the other guy. Oh, I got another play. I'm too busy telling stories.
Delayed game, offense.
Oh, there's the game's on the bottom of my screen. I haven't even been looking.
Still second.
That's right. Why would I pay attention to that? I'm not paying attention to the game clock. Yeah, 3rd down again. Now that Rams game, you see there's a username on the Rams. That's my son's profile. That is our dummy play. That is the roster profile. This is where we go in and make the trades. Like in, it was in 1990, Herschel Walker's traded to the Vikings. It's a huge epic. No, all right, that's a bad example because Brian Phelps to the Cowboys. 87, the Colts and Rams and Bills made a three-way trade. Well, I can't do a three-way trade on Madden, so I'm going to have to use my son's profile to go in and help us with the trades. You know, get Eric Dickerson in Indianapolis, Cornelius Bennett, Buffalo. Oh, Phantom, I want to let you know the ratings he did on rookie Tom Matty. He only carried the ball twice, but man, he's quick, fast. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. Maybe I can go ahead and put him in here and give him a carry. You can see. Okay, formation, packages. We should be the last play to a 2-minute warning.
Alright, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Real quick. Strong, tough. Excellent job on the ratings. Excellent job, Brian, on the look. He looks fantastic. I did the name and number, so took my own horn. The name's spelled right. Yeah, I laugh, but there are 4 or 5 names in the game that are spelt wrong because we have to. The computer won't let us use names. Hennigan, Cockrell with a K. What was it? Eyeshide? No, Lyshide. Lyshide. Hennigan, Cockrell, Lyshide, Muff. Even though it's a football term. I'm probably being censored right now by EA Sports.
Alright now, lucky 56! Lucky 56! No, check! Patriot!
Oh! Well. Seaman is good, yes. Seaman is good. Cock. Woodcock. You know, anything like that, but Cockrell, for some reason, wasn't good. It was the first appearance of Colt punter. Big number 73. It's going to go out of bounds at the 10. Let's see if I can see that punter is number 73. Taking over for last year's guy. 73 is Tom Gilford, the rookie out of Syracuse. Ah, my neck of the woods, Syracuse. No, I'm not a Syracuse fan. My whole family is, but not me. Tom Gilbert. Drafted by both the Baltimore Colts and the Buffalo Bills. Hey. Again, must have taken the Colts over the Bills due to NFL, AFL biases and all that.
Alright, here we go.
Andy Nelson putting the shoulder down, putting Curly Johnson down. And if you were joined us late, if you joined us late now, it's live. If you joined us late in a replay, what are you doing?
Alright, here we go. 319!
I'm tired.
319!
Pass complete. Darrell 10 of 13, 116 yards and receptions. He's had a good day. Roberts on the reception. He just Roberts, that one of those other guys they signed, just wasn't on the roster, and he's got modern day equipment. So there's a couple 89 and 99 for the Titans. Got to be fixed. Don't necessarily have to be fixed until they're used again, but you know, before you see the Titans again, you'll see them twice with the Bills. You'll see the Titans play them, the Houston Oilers. Completion to Maynard. I know the shutout is in jeopardy because I didn't get that first down in the last series. We're going to switch into it. Maybe if I pay attention a little better, I might get something. Marv Matuzak on the hit, 84. Art Powell on the reception. Clock continues to move under 40 seconds now. The Titans have all three of their timeouts, not choosing to use them yet. Oh, overthrow. McKinney didn't have a sack yet. He's got a couple monster tackles in the backfield, and he's got a couple rushes, but no sacks as of yet. He's the leading league in 60. Errant throw by Darrow. Third down. Shoot. 14 seconds. Pitches out to Curly Johnson on the option. It looked like an option. I don't know. Carl Tassaf comes up, makes the tackle. Looks like he got out of bounds, so 7 seconds to go. And he throws 4 seconds to go. Bobby Boyd had the interception there.
Here we go.
Intercepted by Gary Glick, the former Pittsburgh Steeler, making his first start with Baltimore. And the shutout is secured. The Baltimore Colts begin the season 1-0. Going to be a dogfight all season with the Houston Oilers for the AFC South, AFL South, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for joining. This is Vinny Vincent, the final firm here in homed over Baltimore. 28-0. Johnny Unitas 2 touchdowns. Lenny Lyles 2 touchdown runs in his debut. Here's a reception by Powell, one of the Titans' only touchdown pass to making it Baltimore. One of Lyles' runs. Touchdown pass to Raymond Berry, bad angle. And Lenny Lyles, both his runs look the same. .235 yards passing, 214 yards rushing. But good to have the fumble. So thanks for joining us. Until next time with the Baltimore Colts. Join us tomorrow for the Buffalo Bills and the semi-pro Jaguars. I'm Vinny Vincent, and you're not.